Big moment in the weekend. Welcome back to the Lemon Tree in Aberdeen. George Riley with you alongside Simon Webb in the commentary box. And we've got a big game now. Mark Boyle, there he is. Against Simon Fitzsimmons, the bouncer. Both battling for the final place in tonight's quarterfinals. And it'll be the winner of this who will take it. One match still to play after this afternoon. Darren Matthew, Martin McIntosh, both of those players through. That'll be to decide who goes through as group winner. It's the winners who get drawn against the runners-up in the draw to take place at 7 o'clock. That will be away from our live coverage. We'll be off air between the conclusion of these two matches and our resumption for the quarterfinals at 8 o'clock. We'll go off air on Freesports TV, but you won't miss a thing when we're back. The draw will take place through the social media channels for this event. Who do you fancy, Simon, here?
Well, I was just looking at the table, and yes, they're both on 4 points, and it is winner takes all, but of course it's group stages, so the draw's a possibility. Well, Mark Boyle made a big mistake in his last match. He conceded with about a minute left on the clock when he jumped the white off the table, which cost him a frame. So he's 1 frame behind on the frame difference, which actually means that Simon Fitzsimmons has the advantage of being able to go through with the draw, which is, we've seen it a couple of times so far tonight, a big advantage.
Yeah, I can only assume he didn't realise Mark Boyle.
We've seen it a few times, haven't we, where the players knows they're going to lose. There's 30 to 40 seconds left on the clock, so they've just conceded. But in doing that, you're conceding the current frame that you're playing in. So instead of losing 3-1, he actually lost 4-1. No, it's a great start from Simon Fitzsimmons. He's really rattled through this opening frame.
Yeah, that's one way to start. Blink of an eye. And Fitzsimmons has the first frame on the board. Still race to 4. We revert to the usual Taom Shootout format tonight. Half-an-hour matches, first to
Simon Fitzsimmons got his event underway with a 4-1 victory over Barry Nicol before losing to his good friend Dave McNamara by 4 frames to 1. Responded with his best performance so far, a 4-1 victory over Mike Clark, where he looked to be into the form that we have seen in the past from Simon. That's really incredibly unlucky for Mark Boyle. He's caught that break really well. White straight into the side cushion where he's expecting it to go, then gets kicked into the top right corner. So having sat out a break dish from Simon in the opening frame, he's going to fear the worst here in frame 2. Simon just using his free shots, just to nudge a couple of the yellows away. Plan to go reds. At the start of the day, we thought Mark Boyle might cruise along in this group. He won his opening 2 matches. 3-1 over Mike Clark and then 3-1 over Barry Nicol yesterday. This morning, he lost 3-1. I said earlier it was 4-1, it was 3-1 to a very closely fought encounter with Dave McNamara, the opening frame lasting 10 minutes. And there was a key frame in that match where Mark Boyle went in off, having potted the black. And it was hard to believe the white travelled as far as it did to go in off, and that proved to be the key moment in that match. He went 2-1 behind instead of 2-1 in front, and then conceded in the very next frame.
Oh, really well cued. That could have been potentially tricky, not when you play it like that. Looks so easy. And the bouncer's not letting Boyle in at the moment. Fitzsimmons in no time at all has a 2-0 lead. Remember, he only needs the draw, so he's in the driving seat for a place in tonight's Taom Shootout Grand Finals quarter-final.
Not a lot you can do when you don't get out of your chair. We saw that from Dennis Taylor in the previous match, and it's happening to Mark Boyle in this one. All he's done so far, have that one break where he was very unlucky to be kicked in off to the top right corner, and Simon has had the rest of the table time. 2 excellent clearances from the break for a break and dish and a reverse dish. Now Mark Boyle will start to fear the worst here in frame 3 as well, because that's an excellent break from Simon Fitzsimmons. Reds are wide open. Oh, doesn't want to land on this red. Has he just gone by? I don't think so. Had a lot of room to land in the top half of the table, so it's a big mistake if he can't see the red over the top right corner. Oh, he's coming back, so he must be on it now. I think Simon would like to get rid of the red on the cushion before the red next to the black. Would like to have been an inch or two straighter on this. Didn't want to be absolutely straight, but he's got a fair bit of angle on this red. Yeah, it was the shot before that was the bad shot. Just left too much angle, and now he's a bit betwixt and between.
Rescuable. Oh, right in the middle of the pocket. Very difficult black, mind you. No mistake. Doesn't look like missing, does he? Simon Fitzsimmons racing clear 3-0. He can smell the quarterfinals.
Three frames, and Mark Boyle's played one shot. 3 excellent clearances from the break from Simon Fitzsimmons. When you consider that he has the benefit of going through with a draw, Mark Boyle is left sacked there, knowing he's got to win 4 frames to make it through, and the clock is against him, and that's if he gets an opportunity. Just over 11 minutes on the clock to win 4 frames. It's doable, but he needs chances. Oh, here he is. Here's chance number 1. And such is his luck so far. With his opening break, he was unlucky to go in off. This time he hits another really good break, but the split is horrible. His It's the way Paul goes sometimes. Your opponent plays really well against you, takes their opportunities, and your chances are just horrible and tricky. Mark's decided to go for yellows. Doesn't have a huge amount of choice but to attack, although looks like he's going to go for a safety shot. And this is a risky tactic. I know it was long odds for him to clear up from that position. The black at the top, the yellow at the top, all very difficult to solve. And the two yellows he just played. But he's got to win 4 frames, and he's only got 10 minutes to do so. Just heard the 15-second shot clock is now in operation, which means we're into the second 10 minutes of this match.
Not convinced we're going to need all 10. Might need a few this frame, like.
This is perfect for Simon Fitzsimmons. With every second that passes, he becomes a stronger and stronger favourite to make the quarterfinals. I think Mark has to try and do something. I know the balls are incredibly difficult. He needs to, at the moment he's playing containing safety shots because they're probably the right shots to play in the context of a pull frame, but this match clock, he's got no choice but to open things up.
That's exactly what he's done. I'm not sure what on earth he can do with that black.
He might find himself in trouble after that missed pot. Simon's just going to tie him up.
I think that's a fair bet. Nice escape. 3 cushion escape. At what point does Simon decide, let's just finish this off? Well, he definitely tried to go for that.
Yeah, I think the first good opportunity he gets, he's going for it. The red and black that are together aren't as big a problem for Simon as they are for Mark. He can play red onto the black and pop the red over the pocket, and as long as he doesn't hit it full, that red will come away from the pocket as well. And that's just one way. There's other ways he could go in developing that area.
That's a great pot. Well, he's gone all out to try and move the black.
Couldn't have been too far away. That was a great effort. Would have needed some luck to land on the last yellow, but trying to make it happen.
Simon's just manoeuvring this like a puppet.
Oh, he's played a loose one. Yeah, he wasn't in a rush, was he? Take his time, wait for the opportunity. Just finally decided that this was it, and he's played a loose positional shot. Oh, he's left sight of this yellow for Mark Boyle.
Half chance. He'll have to go all out for the pot. No, he's missed it. He was always going to be on the black. So, finally the opportunity for Simon Fitzsimmons to clinch frame, match and quarter-final place. Clearances don't come a great deal more simple than this. It was winner takes all, and Boyle has been blown away by the bouncer. Simon Fitzsimmons clearing up for a 4-0 win and his place in the quarterfinals. One match still to go in the group stage. Both men safely through. Darren Matthew, Martin McIntosh wraps things up after the break.
The whole way through the frame. That's a really good pot, and this could work out well for him.
Yeah. Mentioned earlier I could hear Stone Roses. Just had a look. Same venue tonight. 7 o'clock to start. It's the complete Stone Roses.
So that must be the another room in this venue, I guess.
I'm hoping so.
Well, yeah, because otherwise we've got a problem.